Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Today, I will talk about how to gain maximum number and marks in your exam attempting a single best choice question or MCQs. How to get maximum number when you are attempting MCQs. Definitely, you're supposed to study for these MCQs first of all. But when you're in the exam, there are some tips and tricks and ideas how to gain maximum number uh, during the exam. So tip number one, when you have these MCQs, for example, if you are attempting single best type MCQs, और नंबर वन एक सेलेक्ट करना है यू हैव फाइव ऑप्शंस ए बी सी एंड डी एंड ई एंड यू आर सपोज टू सेलेक्ट single best answer and suppose you have 100 MCQs or BCQs and you have supposed to attempt 100 question. We'll talk about the negative marking later on. So first of all, for example, if I tell you a question like which is the most economically, as I said, economically strongest country of the world. The answer is right now is to China. And if you're attempting a question, for example, you are reading a stamp that which is the most strongest economical country in the world, and you know the answer. You have studied that China is economically the strongest country in the world right now. Okay, then you are not supposed to see the options like A, B, C, D, E, like China. For example, if on A it's written is China, B USA, C Japan, D India, E Brazil. No, you're not supposed to see. If you know the answer, just confirm that it is present in the options or not. For example, you basically read the question like which is the most strongest country of the world economically, and you know the answer. You just search for the answer in the reply A B C D E and you find that option, the answer China. Then don't look at the other option and think about, just move on. That's how you reply to the answer which are sure, which are said to be 100% sure questions, and you know the answer 100%. You know the answer is that when you read the stamp and you know the answer and you just find the answer in the options, then that means you're 100% sure that. Then move on to other question, then don't think about the stamp again. So the previous I discussed is the MCQs or the BCQs, you know 100%. The next thing is that you are not sure 100% about the MCQs. For example, you attempt 50 questions or the 100 questions and you attempt 60 questions and you're not sure, and you're sure about the 60 questions. And one thing, if you're sure about the 60% and your passing percent is 50% or 55% or even 60%, you are now relaxed that you have cleared the exam. So your nerve will be settled and you can perform better, because when there's your nerves is not applying during the exam, your performance definitely will be improved. So for example, if out of 100 you clear 60 and you know your passing marks is 60 or 55, then you feel relaxed and then you move on the second option. The second option or the second type MCQ is that yet you are nearly sure of that you are basically confused with the option one or two. For example, again the same question, that economically strongest country of the world, and you are not sure about the two countries like China and USA, and you might be thinking यार China भी हो सकता है और USA भी हो सकता है, and you think, but remember, the first instinct in research, the first instinct is always or more likely to be right. When whatever comes into your mind first, then your first instinct will be right. Go for the first instinct, don't go for the second instinct. Most of the research says that your first instinct is right. For example, if in my mind China came in my mind first, and then I think about the USA. The USA is also very strong economically, but if my first instinct is China, then I go and click China. and that's how you attempt the second round of your MCQ. The first round is 100% sure, in which you are not looking at the options. You, for example, you were thinking about the China will be the answer, and you saw the in the options the China was there, and you just write the China is the correct answer. The second round is the nearly sure. You confuse with, for example, option A and option B, like China and United States, but your first instinct is right. So once round two is completed, most of the MCQs you have solved, and chances of clearing your exam will be more. Now, if you have cleared the exam, for example, if you have attempted 65, 70, or 80% of your MCQs, and you have negative marking, which is, for example, 1:1 negative, 100% negative marking, then just go and leave the paper. But if you don't have the negative marking, or you have very limited negative marking, like 0.25, then you have other options as well. What options are that? That options are is that the guesswork. If you don't know the answer at all, you haven't touched the topic, you don't know the answer, then the most of the logic and working is said that if you have find an option none of the above and all of the above, chances of correcting that option will be more as compared to other options. It's a guesswork. It might be wrong, but if you don't have the negative marking and you have very lesser negative marking, then none of the above or all the above, chances are there that it might be correct. Number one. Number two, the long answer. For example, if you have A, B, C, D, E, and you have the longest answer, like scenario based answer on that particular stamp in the options A, B, C, D, E, the longest answer, the overall logic and working said the longest answer likely to be more likely to be correct, because the examiners usually don't waste time in making wrong answer with such a long wrong answers. Also, that's the point number two. The point number three is the sequence. If if you MCQ number one, A is A, answer was A, and MCQ in the two, answer was B, and MCQ C. That repetition is usually don't occur. Usually they don't repeat the same sequence. Though if the sequence is coming same the sequence might be changed. So this is guesswork. I will not 100% recommend this, but if you don't have the negative marking and you have a very lesser negative marking, then need options like the longest answer might be the right one. The longest A, B, C, D, E reply might be the right one. The none of the above or all the above, there might be chances that it might be correct. The sequence usually for they like A. If you're following in question number A and question number B, we're following the sequence, then the chances is that the sequence might be different. So these are the few tips and tricks. If you're attempting single best questions or MCQs questions, they might may help. Good luck to my dear student. It might apply to any you can say class, undergraduate, postgraduates, A level, O level, matric, inter. So good luck to my dear students. But do study a lot. Good luck again. Thank you very much. Take care.